think the pilot was actually perfectly timed for us because we had just completed a recruitment process, so we were able to get 4 of the 5 people who had just started into the program. It covered a lot of what we would have had to cover ourselves with induction training, so it just meant with those 4 people, induction was so much easier because they'd covered the basics, so all we needed to do was really just top up our kind of approach as an organization. And I think the fact that it started with values, like we're a very values-driven organization, so that was perfectly timed. The 5th person was with us for a year, and I think just speaking to her, it consolidated her learning that she had done through the year with us. I think she just appreciated the certificate because it just values the learning. So I think in terms of saving our leadership team time with induction, it was massive. And just seeing the confidence in those 4 people, especially the fact that it was that individualized and it was face-to-face and it wasn't online, meant that if they were struggling with comprehension, they could come and speak to the tutor. For us, it's been a really big success.
The individual, their own self-confidence increases, but their employer's confidence increases as well. As an employer, you can be sure that your staff are going to be practicing safely and competently. And I think the public as well get a degree of confidence in the workforce if they can be sure that they've received this level of training, that it's been experiential as well as academic.
The units are all related very much to what staff do. For the qualification, it really just sits well for staff who are new into post, and through the using standards and values and talking about the NISC standards and values from the start, links everything afterwards with what NISC do. It really focuses in your knowledge on the core skills. But no, it's been very, very effective. And the feedback we've been getting has been really good. And also, by introducing a course quite earlier on, it encourages staff to reflect on their practice based on a qualification, but also bouncing off each other and learning from other people's practice or fitness to practice cases and where things haven't gone as well.
We had a newly established staff member come on board with us, particularly within our own service. I think Brenda touched on that earlier. He has greatly benefited from the pilot programme. I think it was a good stepping stone from him in terms of the certificate, as opposed to jumping into an actual level 2 or level 3 qualification. It's really good in the sense that it covers base with those mandatory units. But as an organisation, I think it prepares that staff member to do their job and to do it well. So they've got the experience of going through that qualification, so they're equipped to have the knowledge and the skill set to apply into their practice. The benefits are astronomical to the service and the organisation of how he has developed. In terms of his way of thinking and how he applies that into his practice, feedback from training providers and internal training providers with that as well. In terms of the NISC codes of conduct and standard as well, on top of that, he's able to relay all that. It's been beneficial towards his colleagues as well.
I think the first unit, the standard and values, really set the scene, set the picture for the whole pilot. And because some of them were new in, it was good that they were able to ask questions about the code of conduct, the standards and values, so that they fully understood the role that they were undertaking and the importance of the role, making them feel very important, that their job was critical to the safeguarding of individuals. So I think the first unit really set the scene for the rest of the programme.
I think the important part is that it's training that is assessed and externally governed, so that it's not just going to a training programme, it's going to a training programme that is assessed, and then it's not just us making the decisions, it's actually...
Well, it's borne out in practice.
Yeah, and it's practice-based qualification, so it's an assessment of the training to say it's actually you're competent, not just you've attended training.